The year is 2145, and the sky over Karachi is no longer the deep blue your grandparents remember. It's a cold, pale silver, lit by the glow of orbital stations belonging to the Caerthale, an alien species that arrived not to conquer through war, but to control through protection. They call it guardianship. Humans call it a cage. Every piece of technology made after their arrival carries their imprint, locked software, monitored signals, and limits placed on what a human mind is allowed to imagine. Innovation has slowed to a crawl. There are no secret labs, no free internet, no unapproved devices. Except for the one in my pocket. It doesn't look like much. The screen is scratched, the casing is chipped, and a faint hairline crack runs across one corner. But the Realme One has survived nearly 2 centuries, tucked away in layers of foil, fabric, and hope. My grandmother gave it to me when I was 15, pressing it into my hands as if it were a weapon instead of an outdated phone. She whispered something I didn't understand then. One day, this will matter more than you think. I had laughed at the time, but I never threw it away. Now, with alien patrol drones sweeping the streets, their scanning beams sweeping like pale knives over every doorway and shadow, I understand. Their sensors are sharp, capable of detecting an unauthorized circuit from half a block away, but their systems are tuned for modern tech, the kind they control. To them, my Realme One is invisible, a piece of obsolete junk. Whispers are moving through the underground. The Caerthale are preparing something called the network purge. On the surface, they say it's a data optimization protocol, but in the resistance, we've heard the truth. It's an erasure. Every piece of human culture, history, and unapproved memory still hiding in the cracks of the network will vanish. Our art, our books, our music, the free thoughts we've kept alive, they'll all be gone in 72 hours. And the aliens will smile and call it maintenance. I make my way through the narrow back alleys, my boots splashing through stagnant water. The sound of the drones hums in the air, mechanical and sharp. My fingers brush the phone in my jacket pocket, feeling the weight of it, not heavy, but important. I've carried guns, forged IDs, encrypted drives. None of them made my pulse race the way this does. In a basement beneath a closed electronics shop, I find an old power cell scavenged from a pre-contact generator. The Realme One has been dead for years, its battery long gone. I strip away the insulation from the power leads and connect them directly to the phone's charging pins. Sparks snap, and for a moment I think I've fried it for good. Then the screen flickers, dim at first, then steady. It boots with a sound I've never heard before, a cheerful tone from a world long gone. The logo glows. Then the home screen appears, stripped of network bars, but alive. My hands are shaking as I swipe through the ancient interface. Most of the apps are gone. There's only one icon in the center, labeled in bold, blocky letters. Project Legacy. I tap it. The screen turns black for a moment, and then a line of text appears in perfect, clean English. Welcome back, human. Another line follows. Project Legacy ready. I stare at the words, not breathing. I don't know who put them there. I don't know how old this program is, or what it's supposed to do. But deep in my gut, I feel the truth settle like a stone in water. Whatever this is, it's the reason my grandmother risked hiding the phone. It's the reason I've been carrying it all these years. And it might be the one thing that can stop the purge. Above me, the distant rumble of a patrol ship echoes in the air. I disconnect the power cell, slide the phone back into my pocket, and step into the darkness. The clock is already ticking. The words on the screen hold my gaze like a hook in my chest. Project Legacy. I tap again, and the display shifts into a smooth, text-only interface. A voice comes through the speaker, calm, precise, and unmistakably human. I am Echo. If you're hearing this, the preservation protocol has been activated. The sound is different from alien AIs. There's no clipped synthetic tone, no condescending inflection. It's warm, like it was built to talk with people, not at them. Echo explains without hesitation. When the Caerthale arrived, They imposed their network and locked human creativity behind layers of alien encryption. But a handful of human engineers saw it coming and acted in secret. They hid entire archives of unapproved human knowledge in devices the aliens ignored, ancient tech that wasn't worth their time to scan deeply. The Realme 1 was perfect for this. Its hardware was too primitive for alien intrusion, but robust enough to be modified for deep storage. In its memory is an unfiltered record of human history, sciences, art, strategies, and even technology concepts banned by alien decree. This phone, Echo continues, contains the legacy seed. It can bypass Care-Thale data architecture. If injected into their central network, it will restore humanity's complete archive to every connected device in the system. Once released, it cannot be erased. My pulse quickens. In my world, nothing is permanent. The aliens can rewrite a person's history in seconds. To have something that can't be undone is more than a weapon, it's hope. But Echo doesn't sugarcoat the risk. The moment the seed activates, the Care-Thale will know exactly where it came from. Footsteps echo on the floor above, sharp, deliberate, too heavy to be human. I move to a corner, shielding the glow of the phone with my hand. "You're being tracked," Echo says. "We need to move." I slip the phone into a lead-lined pouch and head for the hidden stairs that lead to the underground transit. The resistance isn't large. We're scattered, cautious, bound together by whispers and coded messages etched into public walls. When I reach one of our safe points, a small group gathers around me. They've heard rumors of a hidden device, but seeing it in my hand changes their faces from suspicion to quiet awe. In a world where everything is alien-made, this battered black rectangle is a relic of pure humanity. Echo speaks to all of us now, its voice broadcast through an improvised audio link. It explains the seed again, but with details that make my skin prickle. It doesn't just store information, it contains dormant subroutines designed to adapt in hostile systems. In human hands, it's a lifeline. In alien hands, it's useless. The Care-Thale can't reverse engineer it because they never understood the chaotic, layered way human tech evolved. Their systems are perfect and rigid. Ours were flawed and flexible, and that flexibility is what will break them. We don't have the tools or firepower to reach the Care-Thale's central network ourselves. But there's a path, a dormant relay buried beneath the old freight tunnels, once part of Earth's deep-sea communication network. It still connects, indirectly, to the alien lattice. If we can reach it, the Realme 1 can push the seed through before the aliens even notice the breach. The group debates. Some think it's suicide. Others think it's our only shot. I don't waste time convincing them. Hope is dangerous. It makes people act, even when the odds are zero. What I do is show them the oldest image stored in the Realme 1, a photograph of Earth before the orbital stations. A blue sky. Clouds. Sunlight unfiltered by alien metal. That silence in the room tells me more than speeches ever could. We start scavenging. Shielded cases for the phone. Solar cells stripped from abandoned rooftops to keep it alive. A vibration-triggered cutoff in case we get cornered. The aliens can trace power signatures, but they never adapted to our low-tech improvisation. Echo, for its part, begins absorbing alien language from intercepted patrol broadcasts. Within an hour, it's translating in real time, turning their encrypted chatter into something we can use. Before I leave, Echo speaks in a quieter tone. When this starts, there is no turning back. If the purge completes before we act, humanity's memory dies forever. 72 hours is generous, but I'd prefer we don't waste a single one. I don't promise survival. I promise only that we'll try. And in this world, trying is already rebellion. The tunnels beneath the old cities smell of rust, salt, and age. Every step sends echoes through the dark, but the Realme 1 stays silent in its shielded case, as if aware of the stakes. Echo updates me in short bursts, its voice low, precise. The Care-Thale purge protocols have entered stage 1. Isolating and quarantining human-coded data. That means their security systems will be on high alert, but also distracted by the vast cleanup effort. It's a narrow window, and one mistake will close it. At the next junction, Lyra meets me. She's the closest thing the Resistance has to a leader. Sharp eyes, no illusions about how dangerous this is. She's already memorized the relay's schematics and knows exactly where the access point sits within the alien network. The Realme 1 will need less than 90 seconds to transmit the seed once connected, but those 90 seconds will be the longest of our lives. The aliens rely on perfection in their tech. Their security sweeps are designed for high-efficiency processors, predictable architectures, and flawless logic. The Realme 1 is none of those things. Its old silicon, its unpredictable data handling, even its slightly corrupted storage sectors, all of it makes it invisible to their scans. To them, it's not a threat. That arrogance is what we're counting on. We move in silence, following the map through maintenance corridors that haven't been touched in decades. Echo interrupts only to feed us alien patrol positions, translating their chatter into short, cold warnings. Every update tells the same story. The purge is accelerating. We've already lost half the covert human archives scattered across small network. The rest will fall within 40 hours unless we succeed. Halfway to the relay, we encounter an alien defector named Seraph. His voice carries the weight of someone who's already broken with his people. He warns that the Care-Thale see humans not as enemies but as dangerous anomalies, creatures that create too quickly, too chaotically, and too independently. They believe our unpredictability is a flaw that will eventually destroy us. Lyra cuts him off with a single sentence. It's not a flaw. It's why we'll win. We press on, and the passages grow narrower, the air colder. The walls hum faintly, the vibration of the alien data lattice that now threads through Earth's infrastructure. The closer we get, the more my chest tightens. Every checkpoint we pass is another chance to be caught. But every step forward is one less between us and the relay. The final stretch takes us beneath the relay's core chamber. The access point is close enough now that Echo can sense it through its ancient radio functions. Signal is stable, it whispers. The seed is ready. My grip tightens on the phone. This is the culmination of decades of hidden work by people who never lived to see this day. We ascend the final service ladder. Beyond it lies the heart of the relay, and standing between us and the port is a Care-Thale sentinel, towering, motionless, and utterly alien. Its armor gleams like black glass, and its eyes glow with a cold white light. We don't need translation to understand the meaning in that stare. It knows something is here that doesn't belong. There's no running now. Either we find a way past, or the purge finishes its work, and the last unbroken memory of human history dies in silence. The sentinel blocks the only path, its posture rigid, sensors sweeping the air like invisible blade. I slide the Realme 1 into a side pouch and pull a thin sheet of reflective foil from my pack. It's crude, but crude is the point. The Care-Thale's visual systems rely on depth-mapped infrared tracking, and the foil scatters those readings into noise. A few crumpled folds later, I've created a shimmer that makes my outline stutter in its perception. Combined with a hollow metal pipe clanging in the distance, a sound I make with a quick throw, the sentinel turns toward the Echo, its focus pulled just enough to leave me a gap. I move fast, every step calculated, the hum of the relay core growing louder. The port is a narrow, circular panel at waist height, designed for alien tools but just wide enough to fit a human hand. I snap open the shielded pouch, pull out the Realme 1, and connect a patched cable from its charging port to the alien interface. For an instant, nothing happens. Then the phone's screen ignites with cascading text, and Echo's voice emerges, sharper now, alive with purpose. Connection established. Injecting the seed. On the display, lines of code scroll faster than I can follow. Human programming languages spliced with alien protocols, twisting together in ways neither species ever intended. The Realme 1's outdated processor groans under the load, but its simplicity works in our favor. The alien system doesn't recognize the intrusion as hostile until it's already deep inside. By the time the Sentinel turns back toward me, the upload is at 60%. 90 seconds becomes an eternity. At 75%, the Sentinel's systems recalibrate. It advances, each step shaking the platform, its arm unfolding into a weaponized arc of light. Lyra steps from the shadows, drawing its attention with a burst from an improvised EMP grenade. The blast staggers it, frying only its peripheral sensors, but that's enough. Echo's voice stays steady. 85%, 90, 95. When the seed hits 100%, a subtle shift passes through the air, like static before a storm. Echo speaks directly into the relay network now, its voice magnified and unfiltered, echoing in both human and alien frequencies. You control technology, but you cannot control thought. You lock the future, and we will carve another path. We are human. We adapt. We endure. Across the lattice, firewalls collapse. Data floods outward in all directions. Art, literature, science, personal histories long buried. Every connected device, alien or human, receives fragments of what was hidden. The Care Thale can try to suppress it, but it's too late. The seed doesn't just restore, it replicates, adapting to every system it touches. The Sentinel halts mid-step. Its weapon flickers and dies. Through its visor, I see a pause that feels almost like understanding, as if the machine itself realizes the rules have changed. Lyra motions for us to move. We withdraw quickly, the relay still humming with the spread of the archive. By the time we reach the tunnels again, Echo's tone has softened. The network will never be clean again. Even if they destroy this relay, the seed lives in their own systems now. They cannot erase us. Outside, the silver sky remains, but something invisible has shifted. Restrictions will tighten at first, but the Care Thale will learn what every human adversary eventually does, that the more you try to control us, the more inventive we become. Weeks later, word spreads quietly through the underground. Some alien patrols have stopped confiscating pre-contact tech. Access to certain archives has mysteriously reopened. It's not freedom, but it's movement. And in a stagnant world, movement is victory. The Realme 1 rests in a secure case now, its work done for the moment. The last time I connect it to the power cell, Echo's voice greets me as always, but there's something new in its tone. Phase 1 is complete, it says. Prepare for Phase 2. Then the screen goes dark, leaving me with the certainty that our fight is only beginning.